The thing about Neil Gaiman books is that as you go along, you start the book and you feel like this is really interesting. There's a lot of really concrete concepts in here and I'm really enjoying it and I get everything that's happening. And then as you get farther into the book, and specifically once you get to 2/3 of the way or 3/4 of the way through the book, it feels like, okay, hold on. What am I smoking? What is going on? Who is this? Hi guys, it's Tori. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my review of The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. So I have read several Neil Gaiman books before and I like his style and writing most of the time. One of my favorite fantasy books is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I think it's amazing. This is the retelling that we didn't know we needed, okay? Neil Gaiman retelling the Jungle Book in a graveyard. What? This book is kind of a high middle grade-esque feel to it, but it has that really awesome depth that Neil Gaiman brings to his stories regardless of what age they're intended to. The protagonist is a little boy who is a toddler when his family is murdered, his mother, his father, and his older sister. He toddles out of the house and makes it into a graveyard where he is immediately found by a couple of ghosts, Mr. and Mrs. Owens, who have been obviously long-term citizens of the graveyard, and they end up hiding him and saving him from the man who murdered his family. He then is adopted into this little village in the graveyard with all of these different people who have been living in the graves there since they were buried, and they all have these really fantastic characters and they all come from different time periods and they all speak like those time periods. It's a fantastic little world within this graveyard. Silas is Bod's guardian and he is not a ghost, but he's also not living. So he is able to go in and out of the graveyard and he brings Bod all of the things that he needs and he promises to keep Bod safe. Bod starts to grow some wings as he gets older and he wants to leave the graveyard and learn more things about the world outside of it. And there's a ton of amazing parts of this book. I really thoroughly enjoyed the graveyard citizens. Each one of them is very distinct, even if they're only in the book for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna read a little tiny paragraph from page 106 in this book to give you an example of how Neil Gaiman often introduces the different graveyard residents. And so it went until it was time for grammar and composition with Miss Letitia Borrows, spinster of this parish. Epitaph. Who did no harm to no man all the days of her life. Reader, can you say likewise? Bod liked Miss Burrows and the coziness of her little crypt, and that she could all too easily be led off the subject. So he does a great job of giving all of the characters these little quirks and interesting things, even if they're a minor side character, which I really appreciate. Overall, I was not expecting to like this book nearly as much as I liked it. It had the same dark feel that Neil Gaiman's books always do, but the characters had such a lightheartedness to them. Overall, I felt like the cast was extremely balanced, and I really, really liked this book. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. My official review is on Goodreads. I will link that in the description box below. If you have read this book, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments if you've read the book, and I will see you in the next video.